Are you saying they're overstating the problem or problems, or that they're off the mark?
I'd say they're overstating the problems, and then also their sort of holistic story of Block is incomplete. First and foremost, they convey, one, they discuss having done a 2-year investigation, yet do not appear to have, say, for example, run a survey of U.S. consumers, checking who uses Cash App and what the demographics of those individuals are and how they use the product, and comparing that level of usage to other products like Venmo or Zelle. We do that. Many others do that. It's an easy way to independently verify the company's numbers, and they check out and corroborate quite well. So it's not, it's not to suggest that Cash App probably doesn't have some issues with some fake accounts or some issues with payments being used for inappropriate activity. All payment systems have those problems, and they certainly increased during the pandemic when these systems just took off. But but the magnitude of the issue is overstated in this case.
Magnitude is overstated of the problems or issues. I get that. So you're saying that Cash Apps, whether it's Block or some of the competitors you just named, false and duplicate accounts, it's to be expected. It's par for the course. Is that what you're saying?
Well, what I'm saying is look, these products are very different from social media, where a product like Cash App is regulated. They have money transmitter licenses. That's how they're regulated in the U.S. As a money transmitter, you have to abide by all of the usual KYC AML requirements, and there's oversight by the regulators to ensure that you're doing that. Now, are your controls going to be perfect? They're probably not perfect. None of these programs' controls are perfect. But what we're saying is, like, it's not that, this isn't a situation where it's like a social media account where you can literally just go on and sign up a bunch of accounts. You have to provide some sort of bank account linkage in order to get any money into the system, right? How are you going to get money into the system? It has to come either from a bank account, come in through an ATM, come in through some mechanism where you would have had your address verified, your identity verified. So, well, look, I'm sure there is some level of a problem. I mean, I fully believe that there's been other issues with other P2P services like Zelle, for example, in the US, where these types of some of these challenges and, kind of like fraud and scam issues have arisen, particularly during the pandemic when there was just so much activity. These systems were sort of overwhelmed. I'm just saying, in this case, it seems to be kind of like almost deliberately overstated. Like, for example, Cash App users, the narrative in Hindenburg's report suggests that Cash App users are all essentially unbanked or underbanked, and then makes the very dubious assertion that then implies that they're criminals, which is sort of unpleasant in and of itself. But that's also just factually incorrect. If you just run a basic check on the demographics of Cash App users, they exactly mirror the U.S. population. There's over 50 million of them, and the U.S. Adult population is only a couple hundred million. They exactly match those demographics. They are not skewed lower income. They're not, they're sort of cherry picking what I would argue is very likely a very small issue.